All right, part 2, or part 4, depending how you want to look at it. Now, I've said before that I do believe God has certain things that God would like to see happen for us. Like I said, the easiest way I can explain how I conceive of God is like a coach on the sidelines calling plays. But we out on the field, we in the game, still have to run them. I don't think God is interested in having puppets, otherwise we would be puppets. I don't think God would have bothered giving us free will if we weren't meant to apply it. Because I think that if we instantly knew everything, if we instantly could just, see into heaven without having to work for it in any way, then it would be innately meaningless. Look at anything that you're just given and see what it means to you. Like, I don't know, air. You think air is important, try going without it for 5 minutes, and you'll realize that air is really important. And it's around us all the time. And it doesn't cost us anything. And when was the last time you just stopped to think, wow, man, thank you for air, God? And that's why I think we can't instantly see and feel all the things that are around us and see and feel the interconnectedness of all things, because if we did, we wouldn't care about it. Does that make sense? At least this is what I think. I'm just telling you what's come to me through my own prayer and meditation and study and pondering. I'm not claiming to have the absolute truth, and I'm open to dialogue about any of this. But these are the answers that make sense to me. And all I do is try and figure out what makes sense to me and help you determine what makes sense to you. That's why I call my own spiritual path Gnostic theism. You may have seen me throw this word around quite a bit. Gnostic, because the truth is inside you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. It's in your own heart. It's in your own mind. You want to know where God is? God's right here and right here. Okay? And theism, because the word theism means that God is always around and still participating in creation. I think God still has an active hand in things. I do. I don't believe in, the watchmaker that sort of set things in motion and then sort of took off. I think God is around and looking all the time. And personally, one of the things I know, especially if you read or heard my 7 Hermetic laws, where I talked about the 7 laws of the universe, of which the law of attraction is one half of one of them. It's up on peacelovemoney.com if you haven't, spiritual coaching section. All of creation has kind of come out of the mind of God, and it's kind of constantly coming out of the mind of God. If this seems like a crazy idea, this is pretty much what quantum physics is telling us, which interestingly enough is what some faiths like, Taoism and Hinduism have been telling us all along, is that everything only varies by its rate of vibration. Okay, as you go smaller and smaller through the universe, if you look at, protons, neutrons, electrons, and keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, we keep finding smaller and smaller particles until you get down until this place where it gets no smaller. And it's almost just sort of like foamy, right? It's almost like bubbles, honestly. And you can refer to this as the Planck level, the level where things can get no smaller, where it's the ground of all being. When we talk about everything being connected, this is what I'm talking about, because we all come out of this same fabric. We're all molded out of this same clay. And personally, I think that clay, that foam, that underlying thing, that's God. That's God under there, okay? So everything is manifesting out of this all the time. We're literally surrounded by it. We're created from it. It binds us and connects us. It's like the Force from Star Wars. You want to know why I'm such a Star Wars fan? That's why. And by the way, the Jedi religion and the concepts, that's just Buddhism and Taoism. So you want to know what Jedi believe? Buddhism, Taoism. Learn more about it. They're groovy religions. Okay? So I've lost track of things now. I don't know if I'm supposed to split this in half again. Oh my goodness. Well, I better go ahead and split it then just to make sure. Because even I'm not sure how long I've been talking now. What have I done? I'm going to split it. I'll be right back. Okay, bye-bye. I kind of confused myself there. Okay, so we're going on with part 2 or part 5 for the people that are on YouTube. This is what happens. I start talking about these like high theological concepts and quantum physics and stuff, and I sort of lose track of things like, I don't know, time. Okay, so down there at that level, at the ground of all being, that's God. That's what we all come out of in the Jedi, Buddhism, and Taoism. All right? So, what am I really getting at here? There's many ways for you to interact with your Creator on a day-to-day basis. Okay? If you get value out of going to the temple and praying, that's great. I think everybody should pray. Everybody should meditate. Everybody should just take time to just still their mind every day, or as often as possible, and just tune into the fact that it's already there. You know, you may have heard me talk. I talk to some people privately in my meditation that I have these really vivid experiences in my meditation where I go and I see God and all these things that I don't want to talk about here because you'll think I'm crazy. But it happens because I allow it to happen, right? And I don't put a lot of value judgment on, am I really seeing God? Am I really seeing angels? Or am I seeing just what's in my own mind? I don't care. Right? It doesn't matter. Remember, I believe the kingdom of heaven is within. So the boundary between talking to my own inner divinity and the outer divinity is a hazy line, or a line that doesn't exist. Does that make sense? Especially for, you know, religions that believe you have to have God in your heart or bring Jesus Christ into your heart. I think it's all speaking to that. Okay? Now, the universe is constantly talking to you, and there's many ways to tune into it. Meditation is a good one. I have a free meditation I put up on my Facebook fan page for B. Dave Walters, and there's one you can download from the $5 library on peacelovemoney.com, a meditation that I did that will take you to see God. It will take you to the foot of heaven where you can witness this for yourself, right? You can do it through, there's a book by a guy named Robert Moss that's really great. It's called The Three Only Things. It's talking about imagination, coincidences, and dreams. That once you start paying attention, the universe is kind of full of meaning, and it's telling you things all the time. I've talked about the reticular activator. You start to see patterns when you're looking for them. If you start saying things like, well, God, send me a sign as to what I should do. Should I marry this man or not? Should I take this job or not? Should I buy this car or not? And just start paying attention, and things that will happen during the day that will give you your answer. They really will. Now, are you really getting a divine message, or is your own subconscious mind providing you the answer? I don't know, and I don't care. I don't, right? Because, you know, your three minds, your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your superconscious mind function as a unit that sort of plug us into all of creation. The thing is, your conscious mind really blocks your subconscious, which is the conduit for how your superconscious, your higher mind, talks to you in the first place. Okay? Now, I know I've covered quite a bit in this episode and the episode before it. Imagine it was hard for me because I just sat here and did all this talking and lost track of time and everything. But this is what I want you to know. If I can leave you with anything, God is worth it. Religion and spirituality are worth it. It is worth your time to cultivate a relationship with your Creator. 2, you do not need anyone's help to do that. You don't have to have anyone to interpret for you. If that's helpful for you, if you like guidance, that's great. I love having the conversations with you, but you don't need it. You can do this, you know. And all you have to do is calm yourself and still yourself and listen. Start paying attention. God is right there. God's in the room with you right now. Right now. The universe, all the power of existence is surrounding you right now. And it wants to talk to you. And it wants to be with you. And it wants to help you. All you have to do is let that happen. Okay? So, this is it. It's been good. I've loved it. Find me. Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, peacelovemoney.com. Search anything for B. Dave Walters. You find me. I love you. You're fantastic. And God loves you. And the universe loves you. Okay. Bye-bye.